thank you for joining in. Please do me a favor by retweeting the space or reposting or sharing on other platform. This is an impromptu space, and thank you for tuning in, even though it was just impromptu. So yeah, my name is Frederick. I use on studying abroad and scholarship opportunities, and I have had opportunity for my team and I to assist thousands of people through similar processes. I just finished up with my second master's degree, and I'm sharing my experience and how you can also go about the process on social media. So, if you're new to the platform, please subscribe to the TFE YouTube channel and also other social media platforms. So we get to talk on a Twitter space like this. Sometimes I do a TikTok live, a Facebook live, an Instagram live. So yeah, we get to talk. If you want to have a private conversation, I pinned a tweet to this space. You can click on it and we can have a private one-on-one conversation. At the moment, my team realized that the application process is a bit stressful, especially for those applying for undergrad. So my team is currently working on applications for free for people with HNM, diploma, and high school. So interestingly, if you have an E8 or D7 in your high school qualification, sometimes it's a bit challenging for institutions back in your home country to admit you, but you would be able to study abroad if you're able to get a good transcript from your high school. So technically, the high school, when you graduate, you only have the certificate. They do not have automatic transcript as it is in the universities. So when you have maybe a D7, you go back to your high school and they are able to give you a good transcript. We can use that one to work on your application for you for free. So the entire application process, getting you the scholarship, is free, but we want to sieve through and know people who are serious, because in the past we did it for a lot of people and they didn't follow up because they did not pay anything. So for you to get on board, you need to schedule a one-on-one conversation, which is a paid one, and then we discuss what program you want to pursue, which country we are looking at, how the scholarship is like, how we're going to guide you through the process, and then you send your document over so that we begin the process. So when I posted a video, a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's he said it's free, but it's not free." But so here is the case: we have been doing it for people. We started a pilot thing, and then we're doing it for people for free. Now they gain the admission, the scholarship comes, they should proceed to go and pay visa application fee, and it becomes a challenge. So for us to be able to know that people are serious with the process, you need to first of all pay the consultation or the initial conversation that we will discuss the program you want. You also tell us how you want things to be done. We tell you how long it's going to be, and then we get to a consensus before we begin the process. And we realize that once you make an initial commitment, then you are serious about the entire process. So basically, that's how it is. If you're interested in a PhD or a master's degree program, we are not working on that for free at the moment. But over the years, because we've been guiding people, we came up with the Fred Effect mentorship program, where we are going to guide you from how you're going to gather your documents, review them, help you select programs, and schools that will give you the scholarship, guide you until visa interview. In terms of the visa interview mock, we've been doing for like half a decade now, so it's not a new thing. And we take you through that process until you get your visa approved. So this is a whole holistic, comprehensive program that is going to guide you from start to finish, and it's not free. That one is not free. You need to sign up for it so that we know that people are serious and all that. All right, so if you have a question for me, that's the reason for this space. You just request a mic. Any question about studying abroad, whether it's a visa process, the scholarship, anything, let's have a conversation. You just have to put in the request. I'm going to approve it, and then we can start to talk. So thank you for joining, Papaya, and then Adex, thank you for joining. Andre, thank you for joining. Trying to give some shout outs. Edie, and then Mina, CJ, Trefo, did I get it right? Kojo, good news. I like the name. Telly, thank you for joining. And Kojo Mega Love, thank you for joining. Yvonne Pepra, thank you for joining in. And Prince Sifa. So yeah, you can put in the request. Let's have a conversation. So let's start with Papaya. Papaya, how are you doing?
Hello, Mr. Fred. Please, I'm good, and you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you for asking. Please go ahead with your question.
Yes. Please, um, I was recently accepted into the Master of Science in um, Forensic Toxicology program at University of Kentucky, but then due to delay in visa issues, I had to defer, and I have applied for MS Biological Science at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, which I've gotten a supervisor and everything that right now my application has been forwarded to for review. My question is, if should in case I get admission at Southern Illinois and then I secure an I-20, can I use that to go for an visa interview because I've not yet paid for my service fee?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yes. So this is how you're going to do it. So the simple response to your question is yes. How do you do it? So you see, when you were booking the appointment, the portal requested for your service ID number, the name of the school, and the zip code, right? So
Yes.
when you schedule the appointment from your end or from the portal, you will not be able to change those details. So assuming you receive a new I-20 from Southern Illinois University, like you're saying, all you need to do is to call the embassy and tell them that you booked the appointment with these initial details. When I say initial details, I'm referring to the service ID number, which if you get a new I-20 from Southern Illinois is going to change. The name of the school is going to change. Certainly the zip code is going to change. So what you tell the embassy is to be able to replace these three important information in your appointment portal for you. Then you can use the new I-20 for the interview. And of course, if the school is changing, it would also warrant that you create a new DS-160 to reflect the new school. So yeah, that's a good question.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, that's all you have.
Yes. Yes, please.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Delali. Delali, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. And you?
I'm okay. Thank you for asking. Please go ahead.
I want to ask for the mentorship, what if someone only wants the visa interview mentorship? How is that
Oh
one
yeah,
going to be?
yeah. So what happens is that would have been for free. We had you know, a WhatsApp group that we meet every 4 a.m. Ghana time. Unfortunately, most people have already attended their interview for the fall semester, so we decided to pause it a little bit and wait until next month. Then we'll begin for spring semester. So for now, if you are still preparing and you want us to meet, you can schedule just the 30 minutes one-on-one, and we can be meeting from time to time until you go for your interview. However, if you want to wait until we resume the mock interview where it's absolutely free, you just have to join the WhatsApp group and be joining the mock interview in the night. That is also an option. So you can use the link I pinned, to this tweet, to this page, if you still want us to be meeting one on one, for the visa interview preparation.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
You're welcome, Andrew. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, Fred. Yes, so actually, this is my first time joining the space. So, Papaya also hold offers with a couple of schools with in the UK, but then I've had them defer it to next year. But then I'm also trying to apply to schools in the US. But then what I've realized is that most of the schools keep asking for WES evaluation. So I was wondering if that's a thing over there, or there are schools that don't accept that.
All right, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked. So, the people can manufacture their own transcript and stuff like that. So some schools would require that. They want to find out if indeed Andrew is the one who attended this specific school and graduated with this sort of qualification. So they want to certify that. However, it's not every university that requires. So all the two universities that I have attended do not require transcript evaluation. I'm talking about Ohio University in Ohio, Athens, and then University of Kentucky in Lexington, Kentucky. So there are a lot of schools that do not require the transcript evaluation, which you can opt for. However, if you are able to go through the transcript evaluation, it increases your reach to apply to other schools, because most of the schools that require transcript evaluation would also waive application fee for you. The transcript evaluation might shoot up your CGP a little bit also because a lot of people cannot afford the transcript evaluation, it gives less competition in those universities. And do you have a second question for me?
Yeah, and I also wanted to know if you had an office in Ghana or something, or your
Oh
service
no,
is purely based as purely online.
no, I'm based in the US, so yeah, I think it's a smart question. I'm not working as an agent or anything like that. I started this whole thing with a passion of helping people for free. Sometimes I use my own money,
Oh, okay,
pay flight ticket for people and all that. So I'm not an agent. So
okay,
I'm just a normal student who is also based in the United States. So maybe I should think about getting an office in Ghana. I think you're right.
okay, sure.
All right, Adex, how you doing?
Good evening,
Yeah, how you
friend.
doing?
Good. So I actually spoke to you some time ago concerning the Empower loan. So I actually got an admission in University of Akron. So I wanted to get a loan, but it was not working. So I decided to look elsewhere because I also got an admission in Miami University, or I think University of Miami, one of them. So they are actually supported by Empower, but I filled the eligibility form, but I was not eligible. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know. So I don't know if you know what the problem would be because I filled everything correctly, but I don't know why it's not going.
Is it for undergrad or graduate?
It's for
Okay,
undergrad.
so what you have to understand is that Empower do not support, more than 2 years of education. So if your program is such that it's going to be 4 years, like you're saying for undergrad, then they will not support such long term, loan. So it's because of the longevity or the extent to which your program will last.
So I don't know. Is there any other loan company
Yes,
that
so
does not
recently I
require
made a
size
video
and
that I was explaining about 10 other loan companies that you can look at. I would highly suggest I'm going to send that video to you real quick. So I mentioned other 10 loan companies that you can look at. So once you get in touch with them and you meet their eligibility criteria, then of course you can put in the application. Thank you for joining, bro. Let's talk to Danny K. Danny K, how are you doing?
I'm good, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, so please, this question I'm asking for a
Right.
friend. He's not currently available here, so okay. So he completed senior high I think 15 years ago, and he's now serving as a police officer. So we want to know if he can apply for undergrad programs with his certificate or senior
Yeah,
high
certainly. There's
transcript.
there's no limit in terms of age limit or anything like that. Of course, the gap years is as a result of he working. So that definitely once the results are intact and everything is okay, he just need a transcript from the high school, recommendation letters, a passport, and my team can work on the applications for free.
All right. Okay.
All right,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome. Let's talk to James. James, how you doing? Hi, James.
I'm good, Fred. Thank
Okay,
you.
please
So
go ahead.
my work, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
So
hear you. Kindly go.
I'm trying to apply to MBA. I'm trying to apply for MBA next year, and one of my concern is about GMAT and GRE. So I want to find out if is really like a requirement, and if I can get waivers, or if it also has a chance of affecting funding.
That's a smart question. So here's the thing. To be honest with you, most of the business related programs like the MBA specifically that will give you very good funding may require that you put in GRE or GMAT. However, there is a way around it. Of course, when you talk to the directors of the program, they may be able to waive it for you, but sometimes they waive it and people who would rather write it will be given the scholarship. So if you want to increase your chances of getting the MBA scholarship and you cannot set for the GRE, I would highly suggest that you use this trick. Apply for a dual program. So if you look at the University of Utah, for example, you can have an MBA and maybe business analytics as a dual program, so that you'll be considered for a full scholarship. If you use this trick without the GRE, you will sail through. But you can also give it a shot. Of course, you can still be applying. Sometimes you can gain admission in the MBA program, but your scholarship is going to come from a different department in the school. So this also works.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. James, how you doing? Zach, rather. Zach, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Fred.
Please.
I trust you're
Yeah,
good
I'm
too.
okay. Thank you for asking.
Okay. As a top-up question to what James just asked, with the business-related courses with the graduate program, they most of the times ask for your GRE and then GMAT. But I came across this school, Illinois Tech University. Yeah, and then they waived the GRA though. And then I submitted my application. Everything was going through fine until they told me I should submit my English proficiency exams. I sent them. I talked to one admission. Uh, he's part of the admission team. I talked to him and I told him that I have a proficiency letter, an English proficiency letter from the school I completed. But they said it's a must I send the English proficiency exams before my application can be reviewed. So you being the master of the game, I want to ask, once it's hard to come by to this kind of like schools that waive the GRE for business programs. So would you advise me to go ahead and then provide them with the I take that exams and then provide them, or what you should say in this?
Yeah. So once they make it a strict requirement, and of course you took the right step by trying to say that you are from an English speaking country, you have an English
Yeah,
proficiency letter, stuff like that. That should have been
yeah.
enough for them to waive it for you. But if they are still not waiving, it means that they are making the TOEFL or IELTS or Duolingo a strict requirement. In that case, you would want to opt for a different school, because and of course, if you're not paying any application fee, you can still go ahead and put in your application. But if you're paying an application fee, I would highly suggest you don't throw your money away, because once you're
No, actually the application was waived for me
okay,
too.
so then you don't lose anything. If they're making it a strict requirement, they may be able to consider once you upload those documents, like change their mind or anything like that. So who were you communicating with in this case? The admissions team or the department, or who were you communicating with?
I I I I I I I sent a code email to one professor. I remember the name Cooper. So he directed me to one Albertson. I think he's part of the admission team. But anytime I talk to him, he tells me like if all my documents are ready, they will forward it to my faculty
Oh,
for a
okay.
review.
So yeah, so it means that they are making the English proficiency a strict requirement. Duolingo is easy to write if you want to look around it instead of the TOEFL or IELTS. If they are still not
Yeah.
waiving, you would want to probably opt for a different program. Nice talking to you.
So I checked through their website and then I saw that Duolingo is also it's also part of the English proficiency exams they are talking about. So I think I will have to go for that, and then if I can submit that and so that my application can be
All right,
reviewed.
great. Mina, how you doing?
Yeah, good evening, Fred.
Yeah, hi, how you
Um,
doing?
I'm doing good on your side.
Yeah, I'm okay. Please go ahead.
About the video you posted today, I saw a video. I was very happy about the video today.
Right,
But last, as I had a one-on-one consultation with you.
right,
But the problem is that it's about 2 weeks. I've submitted my bank statement for my I-20. I had admission at University of Memphis.
right,
But it has been about 2 to 3 weeks now. I've submitted my back statement for my I-20, but still, I'm not, I'm not getting the I-20. So it was this morning I contacted the school, but they were still saying I should still give them some time. So I don't know.
Which
And now
semester?
I'm even
Which semester are you in?
yeah for this thing
Spring.
spring semester.
Yeah, spring
Yes,
starts in January, and
yes.
school just resumed for most of the schools. So I would highly suggest that you exercise some patience. You'll definitely hear from them.
Okay, but the problem is that one there is not the problem, but the video you posted today, I wanted to still join because more meat does not spoil the soup. Yes. So I would like to join. Yes. So I don't know if the date you can still shift it forward small for us, because
Yes.
the calendar is too far from. Yeah.
Yeah, so like because of my schedule, a lot of people have scheduled. That's why the calendar is that far. But of course, if you're able to choose a normal date, then I will be able to push it forward a little bit for you. So maybe we'll be able to talk
Yeah.
in September. So what dates were available? Is it on October?
Yeah. October.
Okay, then I can. When we have a conversation, I'll be able to squeeze out some time, and we'll be able to talk earlier.
Yeah, because you said in the video that the space are very limited,
Yes.
and even
Just like you saw.
I showed the video to my dad too, so he was very interested too. So I wanted there to be very so that we can do everything quick, so that Charlie.
So just
Eh,
like I said,
uh-huh.
book the available date, and I'll be able to reschedule, squeeze some time and reschedule for an earlier date.
Okay, okay. I'm
Thank.
very grateful.
All right, Mina, how you doing? Hi, Mina. Okay, so Mina is not ready. Let's see if we can talk to another person. Hi, Mina. Can you hear me? Hello. Okay, Nana Kwame Ofosu. Nana Kwame, how you doing?
Hello,
Hello.
Fred.
Hi, how you doing?
Hello,
Hello,
Fred.
Fred.
Okay, Nana Kwame, let me hear.
Hello,
Let me
Fred.
listen to Mina. Come
Okay.
to you, Mina. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you, Fred?
I'm okay. Thank you for
Okay, so
asking. Go.
mine is an advice I'm looking for. Okay, so
Right.
I did my bachelor's in finance and graduated in 2019, banking and finance to be precise. And this time around, I would like to go into the hospitality sector. So I'm looking forward to applying to the universities in the US. But I wanted you to advise me. I don't know if I should apply for master straight into hospitality, or I should apply for bachelor's into hospitality and enter after that do my master's in hospitality. Well,
Oh no.
guys.
So, of course, the beauty of graduate school is that you do not necessarily have to pursue like exactly. If somebody did masters, bachelor's in mathematics, it doesn't necessarily mean that they should compulsorily apply for masters in mathematics. You can switch, and that's what I did. I switched from my initial field to now public administration, so it's feasible, right? So all you need to understand is that don't if you want to do that, don't apply to a school without talking to the director of the program, because if you do that, you risk not getting admission or the scholarship. Sometimes they will expect you to have some prerequisite in the sector you want to move to.
Okay,
So let me explain to you. I did my first master's in geography. I wanted to move into public administration.
okay,
So when I applied, they asked me to be able to move into the public administration program, I should have some mathematics and economics background.
okay,
The good thing is I did that at the undergraduate level, so that made it easier. Do you get it?
okay,
Great. So if you email the director and you meet the requirement, they will let you know. If you don't, they will let you know. But certainly it is easy to switch. And of course, banking and finance not very far from hospitality management.
yeah, okay. I'm working in the hospitality sector for a year now.
Good, which means that your CV and your SOP will speak very well for you.
Okay, okay.
Because that is sort of what influenced your interest in order to switch the field, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Secondly, I would want to know, so 2 years ago I was applying for UK university. So I went for an English proficiency letter from my school. So up to date I still have the letter, and I want to find out if, let's say I'm applying and there's a need for me to provide a proficiency letter. Can I still use that dated 2021, or I need to go request for another one?
No, you can still use it. It's there's no expiration in terms of such document.
Oh,
Of course, if you think that it will be easy for you to obtain an updated one, which is absolutely fine. But it doesn't really matter. You can use the same.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Fred.
All right, let's talk to Nana Kwame. Nana Kwame,
Yeah, Fred, good day.
I'm
How are
good.
you?
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I want to ask a quick question for a friend, okay? We are both applying, planning on applying 2024 fall for BS to PhD nursing program in the US. But she happens to, she did a diploma in nursing and then she's had a top up at Tech recently. But her diploma during her diploma, she had I think a CGP of 2.65 at the diploma level, and she's done the top up, and then currently, I think she had a CW of 66.1 or something. So I'm asking if she's combined both results. Is it possible for? And I think the tech top up is a second class upper with a 66.17. So I'm asking if it is possible for her to gain an admission with a BS to PhD
Yeah,
program.
sure. It's easy. It's easy to do, and normally I encourage people to do that. However, because our education system is a bit different. For example, do you understand what sophomore is?
Not
Okay,
really.
so sophomore is like the second year, what we call level 200. So you
Okay.
see, when you talking to me as a Ghanaian, when you say a top up, I perfectly understand what it is. But to the
Okay.
white man who does not understand how educational system works, they only know that there is a 4-year bachelor's degree. So if you tell me that you have
Okay.
this and you have a top up, it's a bit confusing. Again, the
Okay.
diploma will be 3 years, right? And the top up is what, 2 years?
Come again,
The
please, Fred.
diploma was 3 years, right?
The diploma was 3, and then the top up was
Exactly.
two
So it
years.
means that now she has two different transcripts, making it 5 years. She has two different certificates. So what I'm trying to drive at
Okay.
is that for you to be able to combine these two qualifications, you go through what we call transcript evaluation. So now,
Okay.
the admissions committee will not be confused with 5-year transcript as compared to somebody who is uploading a 4-year transcript. I don't know if I'm making sense. So
I get it.
perfectly,
Yes,
you
I
can
get it.
use the two of them to apply. But if the admissions committee is confused on your qualification, it makes it difficult. So
Okay.
to make it understandable to them, you evaluate those two transcripts. So the 5-year, qualification will be evaluated to a 4-year equivalent of a US bachelor's degree. So when you are applying school,
Okay.
you are using the evaluated transcript, not the two separate transcripts to
Okay.
apply, because it makes it difficult for them to understand. Just like me asking you what a sophomore is. So if you meet somebody and you
Okay.
say that I'm in level 100, level 2, they don't understand.
They don't
Exactly.
understand.
So basically, yes, she can, but the transcript evaluation will be very, very helpful.
Okay. 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 That's
Any
fine.
other?
All right. Uh,
Okay,
thank you.
that's it. All right, let's talk to B flat. Kwaku, how you doing?
Hi, Fred. I'm
Oh,
good.
you
I'm
need to
okay.
speak up a little bit. Looks like you're either very far from your phone.
Can you hear me now?
Still, please, can you speak up a little bit? Are you using a headset or something?
Okay. No, please. This is my
So,
phone. Can you
yeah,
hear me now?
maybe I can manage this one. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, Fred. Good evening. Hope you're good. I went for my own is an advice I want from you. I went for a visa interview. I think 2 weeks ago, and unfortunately, I was denied. I'm thinking. I lost composure during, and I was a bit frightened. That caused me to fail the attempt. So I want to apply again, and I'm asking if they should ask me what has changed this time. I'm still taking the same documents and everything I used for the first one. What advice would you
When
give
is your interview? When
now?
is your interview? When is your next interview?
I'm now going to purchase a new
Okay,
MRV, but I'm
so
just going to do
and I'm going to post that video, maybe next week. I had a conversation with a former visa officer, right? And then I asked him the same question, and what he told me was that um, if you do the same thing over and over, you don't expect a different results. Do you get it? A couple of people will be lucky, but you need to make sure that you're changing something. Is it that your confidence level has increased? Did you switch school? Are you changing the program? Did you get an additional scholarship? My point is that don't repeat the same thing you did earlier. There should be something changing about your second approach or your second attempt. So it's okay,
So
people go for the first time and they get refused. And I'm happy that, it's not sort of emotionally dwindled your spirit and stuff like that. I'm happy for you and you're a very brave guy. Please, let's make sure something is changing. So it could be your finances, it could be your school, it could be your program. It could be that now you are more prepared and confident than you were in your previous attempt. My point is that there should be something changing in the second.
okay, so the first one I went with an Empower approval. It was not even looked at. So I'm asking if I should just go that now my confidence level has increased and I'm now much more prepared, or you suggest me getting a bank statement to just show to them that now I've secured an external source of funding from a family
Yeah,
member
of
side.
course, that could be a switch. But also, since you are the one who attended the interview, if you and it's very difficult because they give everybody the same 2 and 4 B. But if you're able to pay attention to what actually happened over there, you may be able to figure what caused the denial. And of course, the visa officers are going to type something in the system indicating the reason for your denial. So if you are able to pay attention to that, you should be able to figure out what actually went wrong so that I'll correct it in my second attempt. All right, Pato Rankin, how
Hello, Mr. Fred.
are you the original Pato Rankin or what?
No, I'm not the original. My name is Erasmus.
Erasmus, go ahead.
Okay. So please, I'm new here, and then I just want to know how to sign up to the mentorship for masters program. I just want to know.
Right, so I am going to share the link in the
Hello.
maybe put it directly to you. Uh, can you please take your time? Let me finish with Pato Rankin, please. I'll call your name, then you can go ahead and speak. So let me finish with Pato Rankin. Pato, let me know if you can hear me.
Okay, I can hear you. I
Yeah,
can hear
so
you, please.
you just have to click on the link. I think I shared it on Twitter, and then you can schedule from there.
Okay, and then my second question is, if I already have a master's in Ghana,
Right.
so let's say I don't want to go and do PhD. Is it possible to attach my masters when I want to apply a masters abroad,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
I just have to?
It makes it easier. I think you should. That is what will give you an advantage. You see, most people that are applying for masters are applying with a bachelor's degree, and you see, the scholarship is a job. So normally they would prefer somebody more matured or maybe somebody highly competitive. So and that's what I think helped me when I was applying for my second master's because I had already gotten a first master. So whatever job or scholarship they were giving me, they had confidence that I'll be able to do it because I've already had an experience in that and all that. So when you have a second master, a first master's degree, please add it. It gives you an upper hand. The only thing is that during your SOP, you should be able to blend, why you have this masters and you want to pursue this. Do you get it?
Okay, 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 okay. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Let's talk to so that's Puerto Rankin. Let's talk to Imano Boafo answer. Imano, how you doing?
Please, I'm doing good. What about you?
I'm okay, thank you for asking. Did you share the space?
Did I?
Did you share the space? Like did you share the space right now?
Oh, no, I just joined. That's why.
Okay, let me make a quick one. So, hi everyone, my name is Frederick. I make videos on studying abroad and scholarship opportunities. My YouTube channel or my content creation channel happens to be the biggest in terms of an African who is creating content and studying abroad. So, I share a lot of content, especially to guide you through the entire process. Do me a favor by subscribing and also sharing the content as well. I do like these one-on-one sessions to be able to guide you through the process. So I pinned it to the space. You can click on it, schedule a one-on-one conversation if you want to have a private one. Emmanuel, let's go ahead.
Okay, so I wanted to ask about the GRE.
Right.
So I wanted to ask if all the schools in USA provide a GRE waiver, because I applied for a master's program last year, but I think this year, but because our school certificates wasn't ready. My WES results, the GPA didn't come on time. So I wasn't able to go this year. I want to apply again. But I wanted to ask if the GRE waiver I can apply for, let's say, if I'm applying for more than 4 schools, I can use the waiver throughout. Or you advise I write the waiver so that maybe it will help me get scholarship.
So what happens is that, of course, not every university requires the GRE. Even within the university, there are different requirements for different programs. So let's understand that even if the program you are applying to is not requiring it, you can request for that with an email. So that's why I advise people talk to the HOD of the department before you go ahead and submit, an application. So that the entire school may not necessarily indicate on their website that they are waiving it, but admissions and applications are done based on the department basis. So in the same university, let's say University of Connecticut, the Department of Biochemistry might have a different requirements from the University of the Department of Economics. So the Department of Economics may be waiving their GRE. It doesn't mean that the other department will be waiving. What you need to do is to have a conversation with the HOD of your department, then ask for the waiver. They can go ahead, waive it for you, and then you can apply.
Okay, because I think the school that I applied for, they wanted a GPA to be high, and I was within the range. I had first class at KNUST, so I felt I was falling within the range that I was given the GI waiver. But I wanted to know if all the schools to state specifically, like maybe they want a GPA between 3.5 to 4.0, or it's some schools that specifically states what you are supposed to get
Just
before
like I
they
said,
take
I
you.
don't want you to restrict the requirement to schools. And I'm saying that admission requirements differ according to department, not the university. So the entire
Okay.
university is there, all right. But every department has its requirement, even when it comes to scholarship and stipends. So when I was in Ohio University, the mathematics department were paying their students like over $1,000 every 2 weeks. But
Okay.
if you have a full scholarship from, let's say, the economics or maybe a geography department, it doesn't mean you'll be paid the same amount. Do you get it? So
Okay.
some of these things differ according to the department, not the entire university. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense.
Okay.
All right, thank
I
you. Let's talk to Kojo Q. Kojo Q, how you doing?
I'm fine, Fred. Please, what about you?
I'm okay. Thank you for asking. Please, let's go on.
Okay. So, I've been talking to you previously on my transcript evaluation. I've been telling you that I have 3 years transcripts from the HND and 2 years, let me say 3 semesters from KNUST.
Right.
So you advise that it's better if we do a transcript evaluation. And I've already done that. The results came yesterday. But you see, when you open your um, website, they give you a sample of how the results went, but it has a watermark on it stating that not official. Then the official ones will be sent to the institutions that you are applying for, and one will be sent to you. So I was asking, does the one I'm going to receive has that watermark of not official on it? Like, if you have any idea regarding
Oh
that.
no, no, no. It's
And
not. It's not going to have the watermark. So you can actually download, the same an official copy without the watermark.
okay,
Which
and
which
all
which evaluation body are you using?
I use West.
Wes, okay, yeah. You can
Yes.
download a copy that wouldn't be like, with a watermark.
Okay. And when the results came, it was around my GPA was around 3.53.
Right.
So I wanted to ask if there are chances of getting business related courses, which will at the end of the day earn a full scholarship or
Yes,
anything relating to that.
certainly, but of course, your decision to apply to any school should be based on your conversation with the HOD of the department. Please don't apply to a school when you don't talk to anybody. So you need to send an email, ask about admission and funding, because just like I said, the scholarship is given by the department, not the university. So you need to, have a conversation, note that the department will give you scholarship or not, before you go ahead and apply.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, let's talk to Kojo. Good news. Kojo, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine, Fred. Good
Good
evening,
evening.
Fred.
Please go ahead.
Okay, so my issue was with regards to the evaluation. I was asking, I also had a HND and a
All right, so you're breaking a little bit. I can't hear you, bro. Kojo, good news. Can you hear me?
app.
Oh, I'm sorry. No,
Yeah,
Kojo,
can you hear me?
I lost you at some point. So if you could restart.
Yeah, so it was that I was saying I had a HND which I topped up to first degree from K University, and I want to apply it to a BSc MSc
Mm-hmm.
program in the US with scholarship. Can I get a business analytic with a scholarship? My background is business administration, supply logistics and supply
Yeah.
chain as
Yes,
major.
you can, but just like I was explaining that you need to speak to the HOD of your department before you apply to any university. So the HOD will be able to tell you whether the department has scholarships available or not. I don't know if I'm making
Mm.
sense. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk to
Okay.
Idi. Idi, how you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Hello. Good
Yeah,
evening.
please go ahead.
I'm actually in my fourth year in KNUST and I'm studying aerospace engineering. I wanted to know the visa difficulty in getting.
Yeah,
Hello.
I can hear you, please.
Okay. Getting a visa for course like aerospace engineering in
I
US.
think
How
it's
difficult
it's
is it?
it's you know it's one of the causes that every country would want people to come and study, international students to come and study. It's not about the difficulty. You have to make it a conscious effort that if you are going for a visa interview, on the day if only one person will be approved, it's supposed to be you. You should rather ask about the ease, but the way or how you should prepare yourself. It's not difficult,
Okay. And my last
right?
question, and I wanted to know as when you are applying for undergraduates, let's say schools like the Ivy Leagues, schools like Cornell and the Ivy
Mm-hmm.
Leagues, applying for undergraduates is really competitive to get in. So
Right.
I'm actually asking for graduate programs like let's say aerospace, mechanical engineering. See how the specialty is very narrowed.
Mm-hmm.
How is it really easy to get with mostly all qualification?
Nothing is easy. If it was easy, everybody would have done it. But don't wish it was easy. Wish you were better. So, you have to put in a very competitive application to make it easy. It's not easy, having, to have to pay for data to talk to me by now. It's not even easy to drink water, you know. But you just have to put yourself in a position where you put in a very good application in order for it to be easier for you. All right, let's talk to Love Me for Who I Am. I love the name. How are you doing? Hello, can you hear me? You're muted, so you have to unmute yourself if you are talking. I cannot hear you. Okay, then let's talk to Bello. Bello, how you doing? Hi,
Fred.
Bello, how you doing? Hello, Bello, how you doing?
Hi, Fred.
How you doing?
Um, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Can you? I'm okay. Can you pronounce your full name?
Bello Rukayat.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Okay, my question is regards to the recommendation letter now.
Mm-hmm.
I first, if my lecturer is to send me like a recommendation letter to schools, address a recommendation letter to schools, the samples I have and from the researches I made, in the body of the letter now, like it should be specific to what school they are writing to. Is that compulsory? Like I said, research I made. because I certainly can meet my lecturer to be writing me the recommendation letters every time I have to apply to schools. And with the fact that it's scholarship I'm looking for, we have to send lots of applications and all that. So that's my question.
All right,
Does
that's
that?
a good question. So the best way to have had a recommendation letter is when it was specific to the program and school and all that. But just like you said, that would be a bit challenging. So the next thing you need to do, what is the most efficient way? The most efficient way is sometimes to have maybe a generic recommendation letter, especially now that you do not have, you've not decided exactly, what school or program you want to apply to, because the decision will be based on which department is going to give you a positive response on admission and scholarship. So if you have a
Yeah.
generic one, then you can be uploading it anytime you apply to a school, not to be having a back and forth, because it means that if you want to apply to, let's say, 3 schools, are you going to have like 9 different recommendation letters anytime? That would be a bit challenging. Do you get it? So the best way is to have a specific recommendation letter, as we are saying. But what is the most efficient way? That is what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Awesome. Is that all your questions?
Yes,
All
that's
right.
it. I still have.
Niyama, how you doing?
Hello,
Yeah,
good evening. I'm good.
yeah, I'm
How are
okay.
you doing?
Niyama, go ahead.
Okay, so I have a question and then I need an advice. So the first question is do you help out with school admission in Canada as well, or is just the
Oh
US?
yeah, my team works on that. It depends on whether you're looking for a master's or maybe you're still looking for a bachelor's degree. So what's your preference?
Okay, so I'm looking for a bachelor's degree because I have an HND now.
Okay, yeah. So I just recently did a video. You just have to sign up. We have a conversation. We take your documents and we take it from there.
Okay. Um. So the advice I talked of. So I have HND in graphic design, but fortunately for me, with my school, Takrady Polytechnic, back then, we had a whole lot of other courses under that
Right.
program. So after school, I've been doing photography professionally. At some point, I delved into filmmaking and all that. Can that help me maybe divert from graphic design when I want to apply for a degree program?
Yeah. So diverting from what field to what field?
So like graphic design to maybe film or photography because of the experience I've had with work and all that.
Certainly. So that would be boiled down to how effectively you're able to blend that in your CV and that of your statement of purpose, why you studied this, and because of what you've been doing, your practical experience have made you develop interest in studying that. So if you're able to, put that very well in your CV and as well as your statement of purpose, then that's really going to help. Thank you, Niyama. Let's talk to Michael. Michael, how you doing? Hi, Michael. How you doing? Okay, Michael cannot hear me. Michael, you're muted. So if you can unmute yourself. All right, let's talk to Malik. Malik, how you doing? Hello,
Fred, how are
Malik.
you doing?
Malik, can you
Hello,
hear me?
Fred, how are you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you
Yeah, I
hear
can
me?
hear you. Go ahead. Are you talking to me from Gambia?
Yes, I'm talking to you from the
Yeah, I have a
Gambia.
lot of friends. So immediately you spoke, I recognize that. I have a lot of friends.
Okay, that's great. Okay. Yes, I have some issues with regards to scholarships because I have 4 admission in different countries. But the scholarship is the problem because I have admission in Spain, but the university doesn't have a specific scholarship. The scholarship that they have is that you must be a Spanish citizen or you must be able to speak Spanish with Spanish certificate. So as a result, I was supposed to start this September. This is not possible because I couldn't get scholarship. So just this week, last week I got admission in Ireland also. But if you look at the tuition fee, we're talking about 8,800 euro, which is very expensive. And the university also don't have internal scholarship, but they have a government scholarship, which normally priority is given to September index, which is a bit far. And I got admission for this February 2024. So these are the problems. Even in Turkey, I got offer for my master's degree in all these countries, but scholarship is still the problem. So I was thinking of US also applying in the United States. I think these are the options that I have now. So I don't know how would you help with regards to scholarship in these countries, especially now my priority will focus on Ireland instead because the university in Spain wouldn't allow me to differ. They will prefer me to pay the tuition fee and go by this September, which is really not possible. So, but for Turkey and Dubai, definitely is not a place that I will prioritize for now. So now I just want to focus on Ireland. If I can have scholarship, if I cannot have scholarship for this September, maybe I will defer for. If I cannot have if I cannot have scholarship for this February, then I will defer for September while I search for masters in the US.
All right. So, congrats on all these admissions. Of course, in terms of these countries, when you're applying, you should focus your mind on how you intend to fund your education. So, in terms of Spain, of course, you can use the Fulbright scholarship. So, sometimes you are required to apply to the school after gaining admission. Then you use your admission to apply for a separate, to a separate scholarship scheme. So, you can either look for the diversity scholarship in Spain. You can also look at the Fulbright scholarship um, in Spain. Then there's also the Barcelona Study Abroad Experience, the AIF International Scholarship. So what I mean is that after you gaining admission, unlike how it works in Canada and US, where the department will automatically offer you a scholarship, you need to look for a specific scholarship scheme which you are using the school you gain admission into to apply for. So when you are considered, the scholarship will then sponsor you. The Ireland government scholarship is something you might want to consider for the university in Ireland, and then the Turkey scholarship. I don't know. I did a video about that. I don't know if you saw it, but the Turkey scholarship you can check for its opening so that you can look at Turkey too. Of course, as you're looking at exploring different countries, you can do that. But next time, if you're applying to a school, remember you need to think about if you're not going to be able to sponsor yourself, what type of scholarship are you going to use and how do you apply for the scholarship? So if you want to consider US, before you apply, don't just apply for the program. Talk to the HOD, find out if the department has scholarships before you put in your application. Other than that, you end up getting admission and now the funds to support your education becomes a challenge. All right, let's talk to Dr. Lee. Dr. Lee, how are you doing?
Okay, hi. Good good evening. Sorry from my side. I'm actually calling from Nigeria. So I follow you on YouTube. This is actually not related to the study abroad, but because I follow you on YouTube, this is the first time I'm coming up to speak um on your space.
Right.
So I got my heart broken today. Like I went for my US interview and I have been following because the truth is I'm not even planning to relocate. Okay, so I'm a dentist, I'm an implantologist. So there's this conference in New York. It's been going on for years. This is like the 99th edition. So I've had colleagues that have gone and all of that and all of that. So I was like, okay, it's time for me. Let me even go for this conference and see, the technologies that are going to be, exhibited and stuff network, because I plan to, you know, open my own space sometime in the future. And I got denied. So I'm like, I'm so traumatized because in my head, I'm like, this is the first time I'm actually talking to somebody today because I'm like, is everybody trying to run away? Like, is it practically every student, you guys are talking about student visa. They practically rejected everybody that came for a student visa today that I saw. Practically everybody. So then again, so I have to ask, I really need to attend this conference. So what should I do?
So certainly reapplication. There are a couple of questions I would want to ask you. So
Yeah,
this
please do, because I am okay. So they
not
asked me because yeah, I am no, I'm just gonna talk. So I'm in my early 30s. Okay, I'm still single. So they asked, "Are you single? Are you married?" I said yes and no. So I don't know if that was the problem. So is it so? Must everybody be married?
no. You see, we have to look at it in this mood. It will be difficult for you to, and I understand how it feels.
God, I am traumatized. I am upset. Like, is it everybody that wants to just jack my? Isn't it possible that you actually want to go and do what you want to do there and come back?
Yeah, it's absolutely fine, and some of these things happens for a reason. What you have to understand is that there's nothing like maybe you did something wrong or anything like that. However, if we're able to sit back and maybe analyze the entire application stuff like that. So for example, did you get somebody to review your DS-160 for you before you submitted? Did you go through any sort of mock interview? Did you do everything on your own? Those are some of the questions I would want to ask, because a simple mistake in the DS-160 could cause a denial. The unfortunate thing is that everybody who is being denied gets the same document 214B. And I don't want you to generalize like people that got denied over there. There might be something wrong with the application that, from a hindsight, you may not be aware of. So it's absolutely fine. I would highly suggest that you reapply, but the reapplication should be done differently in such a way that, are you going to get somebody to review your DS-160 for you? Probably this is your first application, and it's a bulky document. There might be a simple mistake. I appreciate the fact that you're a doctor and everything. This is a different field altogether. Did you go through any sort of mock interview? Did you get some advice, stuff like that, that would have helped? Would you be able to respond to these questions?
Yes, please ask me anything right now. I'm ready to say like what's there because I'm so upset because I really want to know where the fault came from. So actually, I did not apply for this. I did not do the application myself. My colleague in the US, he's gone for this conference before. Before he relocated via the study route. You
So
know,
did you have the
so
opportunity to look at the entire application he did? Like
yes,
maybe
yes. I have all the copies. I have like where, as he was doing it, it was like a video call because he's my friend. So it's more like a video call. So as he's filling, he's sending me copies. So I have the entire DS-160
okay.
with
So
me.
what happens is that after that, you need to drop being upset, and not now. Let's think from a realistic point of view.
God, I'm so
You
pissed.
put if you put yourself in that situation, we'll be able to figure that out. You see, even after the DS-160, they ask you if you had assistance in completing it, and obviously, as a doctor, you are going to select no, right?
Yeah.
But certainly, you are saying somebody did it for you. So the point I'm trying to
But
make
no,
is,
the person did not do it. So we did it together. So it was we were on a video call. So he was just practically typing. So I was there. So it was like I was there,
which,
not like
which is
he
not
was.
different from what I'm saying. So the point what I'm trying to say is that there might be a reason for the denial. It could purely be luck on that day. It could simply be luck. It doesn't necessarily mean you did something wrong. And just like I said, because there is a generic 214B document given to everybody that is denied. If we are going for the second time, let's drop being angry, more pissed off, and stuff like that, and not talk from a perspective as if like we should have ownership of it by hook or crook, and let's do things from a different perspective this time around. If maybe you seek for suggestions and maybe consultations on how mock interviews and stuff like that, then we may be able to come to a conclusion. So please reapply on your second DS-160. Try and do everything on your own. Rather generate a PDF copy of the application so that you can be going through as you prepare for the interview. Get people, two, three, four people to go through your application. Also,
I
because
did. You know that right now, Sam, I'm even scared because I really want to go. It's in November, anyways. I really want to go. So I'm even scared of applying again because these people, you need to see what's happening at the consular today.
to
Everybody was,
I
hey
don't,
God, every student was getting denied. So when I just saw you guys talking, I'm like, oh my goodness.
I don't want you
This,
to generalize it. Every student has a different situation. Let's talk
but
about
it's not.
so
Okay,
that
let's talk about my case. My case. Okay, so my case now. my case now. So
Relax.
I'm saying I am not a student. So why?
You're not relaxed. I think the emotions are overtaking, so it makes it difficult for us to have a conversation. If you're a bit more relaxed, then we can talk about. I know it's painful and stuff like that, but if you relax a little bit, then we'll be able to have a conversation on how best to put in a second application. So now you said you want to go. And again, you are saying that you are scared putting an application. The only way you can go is to be able to reapply. So, doctor, if you calm down a little bit, maybe we can have a conversation. Let's talk to Tim. Tim, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Fred. I
Go.
trust all is well with you.
I'm okay. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I understand Dr. Lee. She should just calm down and do things right. So let me put it this way. I also went for my interview last week, and then I was denied. But I just want us to go through it. Okay, so I did my bachelor's degree at Kenya University Business Administration, and I also did an MBA at University of Ghana Legon Business Administration. So um I did my DSST myself, everything. I think most of my interview practice was with your video. You did a video with the Argo official on YouTube. I watched all your videos, and then let's say I prepared myself for the interview, but probably I didn't check in with someone. So after talking to the visa officer, the first question he asked was he has seen that I have a master's degree already. So why another master's? My question here is, um, let's say because I had a master's and then I used, and then I want another master's. Is it a problem? As in, I want to try again, but this time in my DS 160, can I omit the master's part and then go without them even figuring it out that I came before and then it showed that I had a master's? I don't know if you get my point.
I get your point. That's a smart question. You having a second master's degree is not a problem. So
Mm-hmm.
remember, the interview is all about questions and answers. That's the whole thing. So
Exactly.
when you are able to figure out that, okay, I may be asked this question, being asked a question is not a problem, but your ability
Mm-hmm.
to be able to respond to the question. So if you've been there, you already have your details in their system. So and it would
Mm-hmm.
not be advisable to switch anything. If you
Okay.
there are certain things that cause the denial, you want to change it. But when you say that my mom is Antiama in the first years,
Mm-hmm.
and then you want to go there and say that now my mom is Akosia, that is a red flag because
Yes.
you already have they already have your details in the system. Remember when you
Wow.
went to fingerprint and everything and all that.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Such things like your academic qualification, which is very important because you're coming for a student visa, you can't go
Mm-hmm.
there and see that earlier you had a master's degree. Where did the master's degree pass in the next 2 weeks?
Exactly. Yeah.
So you need to be consistent with those information you put in there. Just like I said, mostly when people are going for this interview, they keep it under the pillow, like people are witches, stuff like that. Seek for help. Get someone
Mm-hmm.
to review your DS 160. I do mock
Yeah.
interview every single day. Do those mock interviews. Participate. Get idea. There are certain things you may not know until some people tell you about it.
Exactly. Exactly. I think what you are saying is just the right thing I should have done because after that question, the second question that came was my job experience. I've worked for, I've not even worked for a year. This is my 10th month. So he touched on that. You've worked for 10 months. So why is your company leaving you to go and then study? So I think the mock thing you are talking about
Yeah.
really
So
works. Next time I'm going to, I don't know, it's our tradition. We try to keep things under the pillow till it
until
sources, but
Yeah,
but
and
it
I've
makes
had
sense.
that instances, several times. Even
Mm-hmm.
on my mock interview session, when you ask people to share maybe their document with you. So, for example, I had a mistake on my I-20 when I was coming. There was a
Mm-hmm.
mistake, and I didn't know that was the first time I'm seeing an I-20 document. I'm
Wow.
sure your first time seeing an I-20 was when you got yours, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Point is that so one of the things I do during my mock interviews every Sunday we review documents. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it could be a simple mistake. You see, these people are sometimes not even used to the way we spell our names. A simple mistake on those documents could cause a denial. For example, my sponsor during my time, the name was spelled wrongly, omitting a single letter. So I told my school, and my school said that could cause a deny. So I made them to send another I-20 just because of a missing word. So sometimes
Okay.
we've seen some of these documents before. We are hiding it from people. But if you open up and talk to people like myself, and
Exactly.
we're able to make corrections. Since I started doing this thing like half a decade ago, almost every single DS-160 that I look at, I'm able to figure out certain things that the
Something.
person can change.
Okay.
You get it?
Yes.
So it's okay. It's part of life. Like a refusal. It's not a denial. Is not mean that it's has stopped the whole thing. You can reapply, but this time around, let's do things the other way.
Okay. I was thinking, in order to avoid that, I was thinking of trying for a PhD straight, but can still apply for a master's and prepare, right?
The same thing, yeah, exactly. But the point is that don't go in with the same application as you did earlier. The
Okay.
Somebody said that, I don't know whoever did it, but the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the different results. So on
Exactly.
your second attempt, one of the major questions they used to ask is what has changed.
Exactly.
So if
Okay.
you're going in for a PhD now, you have a full scholarship now, something has changed, something like then the visa officer will know. And mind you, when you're being refused, the visa officer types a reason for refusing you. So the
Okay.
interesting thing is that when you go for the second interview, even at the same embassy, the same officer who interviewed you is not allowed to interview you again.
Oh,
But
wow.
the second officer, you see, some of these things are things that people don't know about.
Yeah, I don't even know. I thought, it's a queue. You just go to the next available point. So that means if I go and then I meet the same person, it's going to tell me to go to the next, right?
Exactly. He would check
Okay.
in the system and know that he interviewed you earlier, and according to their system, they are not supposed to. So they will push you to another person. So the
Oh,
visa
okay.
officer who is going to interview you would be able to see the reason the first officer gave.
Mm-hmm.
So if nothing has changed about the whole thing, they are colleagues. They are working. My friend denied you. We have the same training. We have the same experience, and nothing has
Exactly.
changed. Why would I approve it? So it means that something has to change in the second approach. Nice talking to you,
Okay.
team. Let's talk to
And nice.
Clement. How you doing? Hi, Clementino.
Hello,
How you doing?
please, I'm fine. What of you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you for asking. Please go ahead.
Okay, please, I want an advice. I completed my bachelor's degree from the University of Cape Coast, and I want to apply for schools in the US. And I'm asking for advice on courses and then some of the universities I can apply to.
Do you have a pen and a paper?
Yes,
What did
please.
you study at a bachelor's degree?
I did social studies with primary education,
Okay, so what's your CGPA from UPC?
3.6.
That's awesome. So I don't think you should have a problem. So this is my suggestion. You have to first of all gather your document. Um. So
The documents I have, my passport, I have my transcript, I have my degree certificate, I have my CV, my statement of purpose, I have two recommendation letters. Yes,
yeah. So you seem very prepared. We need an English proficiency letter and three
I
letters.
have that one too.
Yeah, so you will need three letters of recommendation. In terms of the program, I would want you to have like a main focus, and then you should have like a backup plan. So what I
Okay,
told you is that what's the main program you want to pursue? What will be your backup plan? And then you have three other contingency program backup plans that you can use as well. So for you to know what school will give you admission and scholarship, I post a lot on my YouTube channel. What you have to
yeah,
do specifically the program you want to study. So let's say masters in special education, masters in education. You can email the director of the program in charge of that program. Then they will give you a feedback whether they have that they can give you admission or they have course, you can attach a copy of your transcript and CV for them to review it. So once you have a positive feedback on the admission and scholarship, then your question has been answered. What program should I
okay,
do? You've emailed somebody. What will give me scholarship? The director has said that we have scholarship. And of course, you can enroll in the mentorship program where we guide you from start to finish. Let's talk to the Morgan. How you doing? Hi Morgan, can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening, Fred.
Yeah, please go ahead.
My name is Samuel Yankee, and
Right.
as you always, that graduate funding in the US is normally in the form of graduate assistantship.
Right.
I would like to know if being a teaching assistant or a research assistant during your national service period can give you some form of advantage in gaining the assistantship in the school you're applying to in the US.
If you're able to blend that very well in your CV and statement of purpose, yes.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in. This was an impromptu space, but you made it. If you put in a request, I'm sorry, my time is up. So you can always follow and then send me a direct message as well. The YouTube channel is the Fred Effect. It's currently the biggest in terms of a student creating content on studying abroad and scholarship opportunities. I appreciate you for joining, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.